And we are green. Evenly start inside line with the edge.
Mark Jackson just slower than Wesley Hollinger.
As drivers around the corners, as long as they hit their...
Max on the lid.
Hi, I'm Ian, and as you know, I am the designer at Abruzzi, and today we're going to talk about karting boots. There they are, they look a bit bland, but as you know, we pride ourselves on being custom at Abruzzi, so you can have your own name, flag, your logo, and look at the colours, everything you could want from under the rainbow. There's suedes, there's leathers, the possibilities are almost endless. There's reds, there's blues, there's greens, orange, pink, everything. Squirrels! No, not squirrels. Gold looks nice though. Get your custom boots and gloves at abruzzi.co.uk. All of our products are high quality and handmade, so get your wear your way.
All right, live here early, I guess, on MaxSpeedTV. I'm Jeff Wood with Mr. Michael D'Amico on cameras. Welcome here to Loose Lug Racing League's Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA Cup Series. We're actually going to be talking to Abruzzi here in a second, but again, welcome everyone out on YouTube as we get started here this evening. I hope everyone's settled in at Talladega. 100 laps here tonight, 0 fast repairs, 70% race fuel. It's going to be an exciting one. We've seen Chris Woyles win this week. We have seen Randy Arms win this week, and that is respectively in the Truck and Xfinity Series. Exciting races. Weren't too long and drawn out either. Well, let's all get ready. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Judd Danielson here, Mr. Abruzzi himself, and see what the 85 has going on. Judd, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
All right, finally hooking up you on a Sunday night. This is our pre-race show here with Judd Danielson. We're probably going to make this a thing with our sponsor here on Sunday night. We made it through the Thanksgiving. We made it through Black Friday, Cyber Monday, or whatever the words are out there. Tell us how Abruzzi's doing and tell us what you got up next.
Yeah, we had a pretty good Thanksgiving holiday, and we threw a few sales out there for everybody to take a look at and help some folks out. We had some Cyber Monday stuff. Small Business Saturday, too, I think is one of them that one of the employees brought up to me this week. So, hey, it's all good. We're doing fantastic. We're going to be adding some new gloves, some new styles. We got some new hats and beanies and stuff that are all customizable, and all that stuff will be rolling out here probably just before the end of the new year, the end of this year into the new year, and get a look out there at AbruzziUSA.com.
Yeah, so I know Abruzzi itself is a UK-based product. Are we going to have a Boxing Day sale coming up?
Sure. Yeah, they're always doing sales. You know, it's let's see, they got Belgium and the Netherlands that just came on board with us. Obviously, Australia's out there, JP over there, and Ben and Ian over at Abruzzi UK, the main group over there. We're all independents, you know, so we do our own sales. We set our own ideas and how we want to do our product layouts and things like that. So we're pretty much it's an open board for us. You know, we talk to Ben as much as we can and kind of keep him in the loop as what we're interested in doing over here in the U.S. and Canada side. So, you know, he's very helpful, and the UK does a lot of endurance racing and things like that, so they do quite a few of the big long 24-hour, 12-hour deals and 48-hour one they had started on Friday. So don't know really what the outcome's been like for them, but I'll talk to Ben tomorrow.
All right, we're always interested to see what we have up here, and plus we like to see and get Abruzzi a little bit more eyes on. Any interesting product coming out? I know I saw some post a couple months back about getting into the gaming stands or the wheel stands, that type of thing. Are they going to start to offer that more?
I'm not sure what you mean by wheel stand, things like that, but we do programs, you know, we'll do expos and things like that. But as far as the new products, there's a new glove that's going to be coming out that it's going to be more of a standard type glove where, you know, you can do the updates to it if you want, but really it's going to be for like the entry level driver that just wants to try, you know, so that we know that gloves and boots and outfits and shirts and team jackets, all that stuff, it can cost a lot of money over time if you're doing it for 10, 20, 30 guys. It's not cheap endeavor. So this is an opportunity for folks to get in and at least try out our the quality of what we bring to the table and how the gloves and the boots fit them. If they like what they see, then there's upgrades. Trust me, we've got stuff that people haven't even seen yet that we're coming to the table with. So it's just a matter of time. You can't roll it out all at once. You just overwhelm yourself and everybody else that's trying to look at the website. And, you know, there's a customization. This is stuff that takes time. We have to work, you know, directly with the customer, the client, and make sure they get exactly what they're asking for. You know, they get it, and they're super happy. I mean, I couldn't be happier with the Facebook page and the positive results that have been coming back from customers and drivers, husbands, wives, moms, dads, all that stuff. You know, these folks are just being really, really good to us, and we just want to get the word out there, get this brand established, and then we'll start moving into some of the other items that we have on plan.
All right, real quick, add out those websites if you can remember the URLs, Facebook page, that sort of thing.
Well, really, it's AbruzziUSA.com, and then the links are in the bottom for Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff's available. We're all one big family, really, and that's how we kind of try to make sure that we're not stepping on anybody's toes. So you can go to Abruzzi.co.uk, and you'll get to the U.S. or Canada. You'll deal with us directly. Otherwise, it's, like I've always said, AbruzziUSA.com. Any questions, you can find us on Facebook at Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA.
All right, Judd, real quick before we let you go, how's the 85 feeling tonight at Talladega?
I feel pretty good. I think I got some speed tonight. Did some adjustments that the car liked. So, I may not look the greatest on the speed chart, but, Talladega and Daytona, they kind of lie to you. You can have good runs, but, the big pack racing, everybody changes. So, I'm pretty confident I'm going to go, and I'll probably start in the back, and just, last night was a good indication of what the track's going to be like. So I'm pretty excited right now to get up there and race with these guys. I had a good night last night. Didn't finish well, but I did feel good about the car and where I was running. So I'm pretty excited.
All right, Judd, we'll talk to you maybe later on tonight. Hopefully some success for those Savage drivers.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, well, we're now into qualifying, about a minute and a half, almost 2 minutes. Mr. D'Amico is going to throw up those points, and we're going to talk about points as the rest of the drivers start to get qualified. Looking at those points, Daniel Smallwood, 5 races in, only all top 5s here. 6 races total on the points chart, but Smallwood controls it with 310 points and 1 win. Keith Haney will be second with no wins, successful running, 6 races, 6 top 10s. Justin Michael will be third. Randy Arms fourth, with 2 wins, as I wanted to actually produce there. Kyle Chadwick, 5th. Ken Richardson, 6th. Jeff Mert, 7th. Tyler Needham, 8th. Mitchell Reeves, 9th. Trey Galgan, up 2 spots, enters the top 10. He'll be 10th there. 11th is Bob Wells. Travis Browder, 12th. Ray Richard, 12th. Trent Drum losing some spots after our last race at Pocono. He'll be 14th. Josh Scott up 9 spots. What a successful run he probably had at Pocono. 15th in points. 16th, John Shulcheski. I think I got that right. Correct me if I'm wrong. 17th, Mark Jackson. Brandon Thornhill in that 68 machine, 18th. John Henderson, 19th. And Judd Danielson, who we just talked to, up to 20th in points. There's about 30 drivers in total, maybe 35, with 5+ races on board. So let's get over and see if we can't see a little bit of the qualifying remaining, last 2 minutes remaining. How about we go ahead and take a look at our top qualifier so far. Ronald Klein, which is a little bit unusual after watching practice. I know everyone out there has not got to watch practice. So Ronald Klein had a little bit of a upside down practice, more or less. Hopefully looking for better things tonight. A lot of drivers out there. Number change there with Daniel Smallwood. He'll be in the number 8 machine. If we'll go on over and look at him, he's top 5 qualifying so far. Not a lot of drivers are going to qualify. We have quite a bit of those drivers. Only 12 have gone on the track, and this is the last time I was on line here was Thursday during the truck event here at Talladega. It was about the same results. I couldn't tell you about Dega on Saturday, so hopefully we're looking about the same. It was a very nice truck race on Thursday that I called. A lot of the same drivers here, more or less. Chris Voiles, like I mentioned, with that win, can Randy Arms repeat his success of last night? And what a race that was on MaxSpeedTV for the Xfinity series. Last lap crash after the white flag, so they all had to race back to the line, damaged or not. Qualifying ending, we'll have those results coming up. Going to add an extra minute and a half on the board, allow those drivers on lap to finish qualifying. Mr. D'Amico has to control R, or he's got trading paints down at the moment. Just looking at the YouTube over here. Welcome everyone. About to get our starting grid up and going. Thank you for the information, Sue, on the nickname there. Maybe I'll get the rest of the guys to start calling them. We sure do like our nicknames around here at Loose Lug Nuts. All right, these guys are going to have to get up on the track, get going here momentarily. Watching the end of everyone's qualifying. Now they have the opportunity to load up. Thanks, Jeffrey. All right, everyone, here we go with that starting lineup brought to you by Agave Valley Painting. Let's check them out. Fast time with Ronald Klein. Takes it with a 49.250. He'll be first on the board. Kevin Winter, second. Topper Dugas will be third. Fourth will be Tony Romack. Travis Browder, fifth. Jeffrey Merck, sixth. Mitchell Reeves, 7th. 8th will be Daniel Smallwood. 9th, Mark Jackson. 10th, Ray Richer. Jamie Crandall will be 11th. And Chris Shaw in that 05. You'll hear me call him Chief here tonight. He'll be 12th. All the rest of the qualifiers, the non-qualifiers, 13th, Justin Michael. Nick Zontner, 14th. Andrew Schulte, 15th. Trent Drum, 16th. Trey Galgan, 17th. Jeff Gilmore, 18th. Aaron Bennett, 19th. Brandon Thornhill, 20th. Keith Haney, 21st. Looking to make up more points tonight. Brian Bazell, 22nd. Judd Danielson, 23rd. Brandon Murray, 24th. Mike Donahue, 25th. Brian Abbott, 26th. Gene Rogers, 27th. Jared Daniels, 28th. John Shulchewski, 29th. As I stutter on that last name yet again. Sorry, John. Kyle Chadwick, 30th. Josh Scott, 31st. Brandon Needham, 32nd. Andrew Feston, 33rd. James Haney, 34th. Robert Mattis, he'll be 35th in that 14 car. Lee Rice Jr., 36th. John Henderson, 37th. Kerry Cleaver, 38th. 39th will be Tyler Needham. Chris Voiles, 40th. And our usual guy, unfortunately, starting at the back. I don't know if unfortunately he can sometimes make a positive out of it. 96 of Craig Covington, shotgun on the field. Mr. D'Amico dealing with some storms here tonight, so if we, go a little bit offline or you see something stutter, let us know on YouTube. I'm sure Mr. D'Amico will catch it, or at least let me know before we go fully out. Big old storms in Arizona where he's at. And I don't believe it, there was a huge crash on the warm-up lap. I just saw cars rolling off. It was around Ray Richer. Not really sure what happened. Outside line is ineffective at this point. I think they may have to call a caution to start this race. Not sure why they would be crashing on the warm-up. It is a very big track, and we will see 3 wide action very quickly tonight. Maybe not a smart move on the drivers if they do that real quick, but nevertheless, it will be exciting. Ford Mustang iRacing pace car now down pit road. Here we go with tonight's race at Dega. 100 laps with the Abruzzi RACEWEAR Cup Series at Loose Lug Nuts Racing here on MaxSpeedTV. Waiting for that green flag. Green is the call. Here we go, getting up to speed. Ronald Klein, Kevin Winter, inside, outside. 100 laps of racing here to come tonight. Good push from the 33 onto the 76. Outside line struggling. There was that warm-up lap crash. There goes Travis Browder. He says enough. He wants to go to the back. That's going to leave Ronald Klein in a pinch, but he's going to have a teammate of Mitchell Reeves and get up there really quickly to him. He's going to lose some time, though. 33 could drop down and get the position if he wanted to. Looks like Kevin Winter is pushing that 33. Mark Jackson now enters the picture. Jeff Merck goes to the bottom. That leaves Ray Richer and Chris Shaw on the top side in the second groove. That outside line is going to struggle, like I mentioned. Now for the third time, there was a warm-up crash. I'm not sure who was involved. I would dare to say the 8 of Daniel Smallwood and the 031 of Aaron Bennett, or no, at least the 8 of Daniel Smallwood involved. $33 to the bottom. That's the 76 of Ronald Klein getting shuffled out. Kevin Winter still on the top side now. Chris Shaw, and I believe that's Tony Romack in the hip jack machine of 62 getting in there, looking towards the top of the speedway here. $33 with the leading of that lap. We'll have to see if the 78 can get some good pushing on the outside. No 3 wide action so far. 76 has settled in on the outside back in 2 spots. Trying to see what's going on here. We'll have, if you're not seeing the correct paints out there, please let us know if you know personally. I'm seeing the correct ones, and I think on the YouTube side I'm seeing most of the correct ones. Or no, maybe a little bit of tread and paint issue on Mr. D'Amico's end, but he probably is managing the internet in some particular fashion. Yep, it's what it is for tonight. Sorry for those guys out there that aren't getting their paint shown. Still by 2 action up front. 33 leading it. 78 of Kevin Winter now with a strong push. Not the right time to push. All aerodynamic pushing so far. I haven't seen a lot of bumper tag like we did in practice. These guys probably being a little bit smart about it after there was a lot of upside down cars. Don't want to repeat that, and usually that's the guys getting the funnies out. They're getting that get all that aggression out early in practice, and that's good to do. 33 there, probably leading another lap at the line. And for some reason, my scoring chart is all messed up. We'll have to get that back in order and make it Big ol' iRacing mess at the moment. I have to start my driver's chart here on my end. I'll be silent for just a second, people. All right, back at it. Hopefully. Just some, typical iRacing stuff. From IRTVO to ATVO to cameras, camera angles, and, YouTube being really harsh on the upspeed there. 02 Mitchell Reeves now out to the outside, gonna look to dump down. There he goes, right with the 3 of Mark Jackson. 2 old teammates working together. If there was a 2-car tandem back in the day, you did not want to see it was the 3 of Mark Jackson, the 02 of Mitchell Reeves, who have won a ton of races here at Talladega and Daytona, respectively. Trey Galligan, 49 in the picture now. Ray Richard, always outside this top 10, not pressed in the situation. I see Jeremy Crandall there. Judd Danielson may even be moving. I think that's Judd or Kevin Fetty. Hard to see with the gold there on the camera angle I'm following. Looks to be Judd Nielsen if I actually look at my correct standing chart. Lap number 7 around the speedway, coming to lap number 8 this time around. 33 gets dumped off. That is a good move there from the 02. It's going to take a while for the 3 Mark Jackson to get to him, but I think Kevin Winter laid off the push a little bit. However, the 02 Mitchell Reeves going to lead that lap successfully. A little switcheroo down back to the bottom. And the Talladega shuffle continues lap to lap here. Back into the pack, starting to get all together. We'll have to see what they have to offer. If any of those guys about to catch up will take it 3 wide, who knows? Andrew Schulte, 11 back there. We're not going to pan to him just yet because he'll be up towards the front momentarily. 11 with a lot of successful runs here at Talladega. Probably a speedway specialist inside of loose lug nuts with the amount of races he's run lately. Brandon Murray, the 2-car, the Auburn car, especially proud is Brandon Murray and 10% of Alabama last week winning over, the Crimson Tide. So tons of cars painted up for Brandon Murray. Lap 9 around the speedway. Quick shout out to our sponsors, obviously Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA, your wear, your way. Scoops Old Fashioned Ice Cream Shop in Port St. John, Florida. Support the Troops Truck Series on Thursday night with American Sim Network, RaceGear.com, Lugnut TV, Over the Top Paints and Designs, and obviously MaxSpeedTV here tonight with us. I hope everyone's enjoying the 10 laps, 110. And I know Bob would get on to me about my numbers here, but 1/10 of the way through here tonight. When we come up to the line, 100 laps, good, solid, even number there as we got lowered, I think, here for this evening, giving these drivers the max opportunity to show their car's performance and their driving performance here tonight. Kevin Winter not really relenting on that outside. Saw on Thursday, I think Ray Richard and I'm forgetting the other driver who did about the same thing out there. Well, since we're over that 10 lap mark, anyone out there on YouTube, tons of watchers right now. Thank you for showing up on MaxSpeedTV with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing League. If you got a driver you want focused, we'll focus him real quick. I'm already going to go ahead and say the 12 is up on the docket. Shout out those numbers or names and we'll get to them. So without further ado, I'm going to search for the number 12 machine in the 29th position at the moment of Trent Drum. Let's maybe cycle over to him and see what that X-Side machine got going on. Just running his race on the back midfield here. Seeing a driver pull down to the bottom. That looks like Brandon Thornhill. Driver's trying to escape the slow path of him. Trent Drum just rolling around where he can. No need for hurry at this moment. He's still with the majority of cars in the nice draft. Well, a little bit of shout out for Ronald Klein there in that 76 machine. I have to wonder which color Ronald's working up at the moment. I swear this thing is working me. It says Ron's up in position number 1, but he's not. Looks like Ronald Klein is back in position number 7 at the moment. Let's swing over to him. I'm seeing him in the Air Force paint scheme. He might be rocking something else. I think there's a little bit of a update going on out there. I had an update as soon as I logged in tonight on my computer, so who knows who got the update, who didn't, if it happened right as our server went live. These guys get 1 hour of practice, so 6:30 Central they start practicing and putting rubber down on this track. And if something like Trading Paints wants to update in that time frame or right before, or it doesn't do auto updates. Usually you have to close it out completely and relaunch it to even figure out there's an update for it. Probably why we're not getting all things up here, but we'll have to keep looking at it. Let's go back out front after looking at that 76 machine of Ronald Klein. 33 Topper Dugas leading the race. Mitchell Reeves around him. Kevin Winter still there. Mark Jackson. Tony Romack in the 62. See Jeff Merck there. Chief Shaw. Danny Crandall. A lot of good drivers around. Trey Galgan. Ray Richer. Only driver multiple laps down or a lap down at all is Daniel Smallwood. Craig Covington is actually 36 seconds off the pace. I think he may have gone around, but that's that. Daniel Smallwood's actually up in the middle of all this action anyways. That is our points leader at the back of the pack. Multiple laps down. Long night ahead for Daniel Smallwood. Drivers look to be content out there. Just like I mentioned for the 12 machine, just doing their thing, rolling around. I haven't seen a lot of the Vegas shuffle going on. I know some guys in the same team speak are controlling inside-outside line at the moment, which is good from a team perspective. No movement. I think they're trying to get to about the lap 20 mark, which will probably be about the time we see some pitting going on. It will be one heck of, a pitting cycle if we stay green. I'm glad to see it though. Usually mile tracks are the best thing here at Loose Lugness Racing. A lot of cautions lately, and now it looks like Dega being a steady racetrack with a lot of maneuverability for these drivers at the moment. Trying to get them settled in for the rest of the season. Week number 7 here at Dega. 6 races completed and updated in points. So next drop race coming up is after Watkins Glen, I believe around week 13 or week 14. Then believe it or not, scheduled after the drop race is Daytona, and that would be the last race before the chase. So huge races still to come. Obviously, a road course to end the drop cycles, and then a super speedway to end the top, I believe, 8 to 12 drivers for points. I already mentioned, and we've already shown that points, how close the margins actually are from 20th to that 12th or 10th area. Josh Scott moving up 9 points with one solid finish. That's what it can do. You can be having that bad week, and all of a sudden, it's the best thing in the world when you score a top 5 or a top 10. Look at what we got going on here on the track. 2 cars have shuffled to the outside. When I say shuffled, I should say have stayed on the outside. The rest of us shuffled to the inside. This is a clear signal that pitting is coming up. We are on lap 19 around the speedway. I always like to make note that the first pit stop is the most hectic, especially for green flag pit stop. Coming up on lap traffic, Craig Covington, I already mentioned, running solo, quite a few seconds behind. Pretty sure they got a little bit of a too about their pit strategy after last night. There was a little bit of banging up on pit road during some green flag pit stops. Rule is, I believe, here at Loose Lug Nuts is that you got to stay to the right of pit road and, you know, do your best to enter within like 3 to 4 boxes before. No more, no less, something around that margin. Only person on the speedway and probably inside of YouTube here is the Smallwood family cursing the no caution. Great racing out here, everyone. How about it? I know we're all tired of the cautions. I'm sure we're going to see a caution tonight. Don't get me wrong. We still got a lot of racing to go. But it would just be something fantastic if they could go to the end. I'm wanting to see what it does to all these cars mixed up and mismatched, if they can get team racing in. I know a lot of the teams like to go to pits together, but early on they can get singled out. Wait for my internet to fix itself before I talk again. Sorry about that. Out here in the middle of nowhere, Mississippi. Waiting on these guys to pit. I called lap 20. Obviously, they can go a little bit more. Maybe not the leader who can't really breathe the car so much. He's full throttle, hammer to the floor type deal going on. One to the inside, Mark Jackson, Jeff Merck. Those are teammates, so they've successfully lined up that good pit strategy. Unless they get a block here from the 33 and 78 trying to force the position number 1. It is a little bit soothing out there, Sue. I would tend to agree with that assessment. It's hard to talk about, though. I know, like I said, after so many caution weeks, it's good to see them run around caution-free. Lap 23 around the speedway. Have some pitters already. It looks like Chris Boyle's down there, who they got rolling around there. That's the 125 of Lee Racing Jr., I believe. So some pitting going on, just not up front. 2 distinct, maybe 3 distinct groups going on. Yep, I am in Mississippi, just across the border to Alabama. What's the old saying for Alabama people? At least I'm, from Alabama, not Mississippi, something along that line. Pitting going on. Leaders, here they go. What a shuffle here. We'll have to get a wide camera angle out if we can and see how they do, because maybe a review board coming up on this sort of situation. They do a decent job. They weren't, door to door. Some of them could have got a little bit more to the right, maybe. But that's just my view. I think they did it a little bit well there. It's, like I said, it's a lot harder to get into pit road here. We'll stick around with the O2 and the rest of the leaders coming out of pit road. Daniel Smallwood in with that group. Kevin Winter around after exit of pit road. No caution. He's going to have to get up and going or clear that car. Second group of leaders coming in. That's with Jeff Gilmore, John Henderson, Jared Daniels. So a lot of Can-Am drivers coming in. See the Needham brothers maybe along with that with Jared Daniels. Waiting for the old time and scoring loop to catch up with these guys. We'll see who gets what. There's a lot of single cars out, and that's not good, because at least a two-car tandem at minimum is the best aerodynamically around the speedway. Side-by-side racing is actually faster for whatever reason and gets the best draft. Scoring loop actually on my end has Justin Michael taking the lead on the back straightaway with Andrew Schulte. Two teammates working together. We'll have to catch up with the lead pack and see what they got going on. I think there's about 5 to 6 cars in that lead pack. Still working on a little bit of problems out here on YouTube. Hopefully everyone gets to see some of the action. I know I call it sometimes quick, but got a lot of weather issues, got a lot of YouTube issues too, as they get ready for their New Year extravaganza. And maybe even iRacing with that update. Hopefully drivers are still listening at this point on their rewatch, and I hope drivers are rewatching here on MaxSpeedTV for this race. Update coming out tomorrow. We had a ton of updates this week already. Updates tomorrow, scheduled maintenance, so be prepared for more updates before your next race. Smallwood still a few laps down there, trying to get a lap back the hard way. There's Justin Michael, Andrew Schulte, Trey Galgan, Mitch Reeves falling back, 4th or 5th on that board there, singled out, looking for some help. Maybe falling back to Mark Jackson, his teammate, and Jeff Merck. Green Flag Racing and pit stops here at Talladega, offering a big split in the field as it always does. Normally in a NASCAR race, you don't ever want to be the guy that comes down solo. You obviously don't want the leader to go in before you. So we normally see at Talladega NASCAR style, everyone pit. At Loose Lug Nuts Racing, there was probably 3 different pits there going on. 3 different breaks in the racing with pitting. The first pitters probably have successfully taken the lead. That's Andrew Schulte, Justin Michael, Trey Galgan. But they're going to have some fierce competition coming up from the Over the Top Motorsports, the Bandit team out there versus Over the Top Motorsports. Hey, I said maybe we won't see team driving, but here it comes. With no cautions tonight, guys not allowing me to take drinks or shots or anything of that matter, so congrats to them on that. keep on talking here. Maybe I'm going to flip through the field real quick. Let's go down to position number 7 with Jeff Gilmore and the rest of the squad. This is the Can-Am drivers, I believe, for the most part. Gilmore, Daniels, Henderson, along with some Third Rock Racing guys, Keith Haney, and look at there, Judd Danielson sticking out just outside the top 10 and 11th place with that 85 machine. Really looking nice. Maybe if you pay attention to the commercial before the race, Judd Danielson and Abruzzi mentioning how well gold looks on their product now on the car. 21 of Brandon Needham in that Abilene machine, going to get passed up by the faster drivers in tandem. There they go. Not getting out of line. We're going to start seeing strategy. If everything maintains, we might be done really quick here tonight. And, you know, hats off, even though my hat's already off for the drivers for such a great race here. 30 laps already. Let's get back to the big pack and see what's going on. That's weird to say because the big pack is back here with James Haney, which is rolling around in probably 13th position. 12th position maybe. 55 of James Haney. This is where, if we're going to have problems at the moment, at least, you know, my mind, where we're going to see it come from. James Haney being pushed by Brian Abbott in the 82. Brian Bazell on the outside. I know we had a shout out for him early on before we even started this stream from Kayla. Thanks for viewing out there, Kayla. Hemp Shack 62 behind that 95. So former teammates pushing one another. I think I see Chris Voiles and maybe Justin Michael. No, not Justin Michael. That's Mike Donahue in a 70 machine for Savage Motorsports. So the main part of the field is right here. John Shulcheski. I just had to say the name for the 934 just to see if I could remember it. Travis Browder's in there. Looks like Tyler Needham, who I believe is in 9th in points, just off the top of my head. Tons and tons of drivers just right here. 12th to probably about 22nd. I see Robert Panic Mattis out there in that 14 machine trying to bring up the rear end of this main pack. They're not shuffling much. They're taking out here in this this bigger pack and seeing what they can do. I think they're catching lap to lap on the single file cars in front of them, but almost some contact there. 82 and 20. Chris Voiles really lined up incorrectly with his push partner behind him. We're getting a little bit racy here. I mentioned on Thursday night with Matt Egan, and you could just feel it on the track in certain situations. I'm going to go ahead and say I'm feeling it right now with this group about the anxiety. Their anxiety levels are starting to stick up here. Look at Trent Drum. I missed Trent Drum in that marking. Guys are just dancing a little bit too much for liking, but you know, they've done it already for 33 plus laps. I think they can successfully keep doing it until proven wrong, obviously. Brian Bazell leading this group now, not leading the race, but leading this group in general. Let's go ahead and go back out front and see what our leader is doing. I believe it might be the 11 of Andrew Schulte. No, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, Andrew Schulte has the lead. Daniel Smallwood getting the lap back the hard way. He's now 1 lap down, our points leader. That is a huge, huge points drop for if we were to finish this race right now. Daniel Smallwood would be 38. That is a big drop from where he's at. versus the rest of his competitors, and his competitors are right behind him with Mitch Reeves, Justin Michael, Jeff Merckx in the top of the points there. Trey Galgan, just like I mentioned, entering the top 10 in points in Cup Series. So a lot of competitors right there. He could technically lose 5 positions, in my mind, right now if he were to exit the speedway. A few more cars, laps down. I'm sure that's due to unsuccessful pit stops or maybe some penalties. Topper Dugas, Ray Richer, Craig Covington, obviously Daniel Smallwood, Brandon Needham, who we saw go a lap down, and Chris Shaw in that 05, who's 2 laps down. I'm sure there was some speed entry penalties going on. Some big push going on still up front. O2's just pushing Daniel Smallwood. He's using him as a battering ram. Use that lap car teammate as a battering ram in front of him. Schulte, Merck on the outside, Justin Michael down at the bottom. Justin Michael has been a long time away from, victory lane. It's been a lot of Randy Arms and a lot of mix-up. We haven't seen but one repeat, and that was Randy Arms, I think. Haven't called the 83's number all night. I'm not sure he's even logged in. That would stink. Not remembering off the top of my head, at least I thought I saw him down there. Maybe not. I think he could afford to miss one night, but that leaves up drop race unsuccessfully for Watkins Glen if he needed it. Now, we're calling lap 50 out there of the turn-up point where we might start to see the motions and car actions start to differ. Mitch Reeves now leading this race. Schulte pushing on the inside. We're, probably 10 laps away from the next pit stop, and these guys are just now starting to regroup. Second pack has caught the front pack of racers. Merck now controls that outside, so Team Overtop Motorsports controlling possibly the top 4 positions. Andrew Schulte trying to breathe the car there. Justin Michael laying off back there in the 87 machine, as is Trey Galgan. A lot of hard running up front still, even though we got the huge splits right up here. And we start to see cars go to that inside mark like we saw last time. We'll start worrying about pits right now. Just tough racing up front. Some cars working up in front of the leaders. Chris Shaw and I believe it was Craig Covington just ahead of this lead pack by a second or two. They're going to have to find a way to get out of the way soon enough. 44 up the speedway. Not sure why. That stinks for Ray Richer. I know he was up in points too. Talladega is one of those tracks that sometimes it will bite you. Already been to Talladega once with the Halloween special event, the Halloween Bash. We saw Keith Haney win. That's the 087 or the 87B, and Keith Haney rolling around in 9th right now. Let's go view Keith Haney and see what he's up to, as his pack has just caught the main pack. This is right where Keith Haney wants to be. Why not take both events so far in loose lug nuts at Talladega? That would just be something special. Be able to command a certain race both times. I'm sure that's what Keith Haney wants and Third Rock Racing wants. 18 of Travis Browder off the speedway now. It's going to hurt his points too. Yep, a lot of people out there on YouTube. Thank you for tuning in here to MaxSpeedTV for the Loose Lugness Racing League Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA Cup Series. I'm Jeff Wood. Mr. D'Amico is on cams, and whatever you're seeing out there on YouTube, you get to see on Mr. D'Amico's end. Usually we have a ton of commercials lined up, and maybe sometimes rolling at this point, but successful racing here tonight at Talladega. 60 machine, if we go back up front, about to lose the lead here to his partner Mitchell Reeves on the inside. Mark Jackson, Topper Deuce, Andrew Schulte, Justin Michael, Trey Galligan still rolling around. Justin Michael being a lap car, being the block right now. It is great racing, but boring racing at times, people. I'm sorry we can't show you more action out there. I'm sure there was a minimal crash, or significant crash for the 44 and 18 at least. '60 machine now got the 8 out of the way with thanks to Mark Jackson on that outside. Gonna probably wind up with the 33 Topper Dugas, who is a couple laps down himself, or at least one lap down. He's up there fighting with Daniel Smallwood technically. There they go, making that inside mark the place to be. Now's the time to start thinking about pits yet again. Probably going to be sort of halfway when we start seeing the pit stops, but crucial enough, obviously 33 started at the front of the field, couple laps down. I'm sure there was a penalty involved. I think we saw a car go in there as our leaders came around. I'm sure they'll lap it back almost by the time we get around. Now these guys are just waiting and waiting for their opportunity. They're, talking on team speak, getting everything right, trying to see if, everyone can go that one more lap. Can you go one more? Can you go one more? If not, they're probably calling pits by the time they enter turn 3. Maybe one day we'll tune up and see what they're talking about on the race chat. I got it off. No, Mr. Miko got it off, but it can get quite interesting sometimes on that race chat on, mile and a half, mile speedways, even Talladega too, when we're all bunched up. I would say there's a lot of drivers moving, up the charts, but, it's Talladega, people, and a lot of them didn't qualify anyways. So I think I mentioned 12 to 13 drivers that actually qualified for this event. And, obviously most of them have made their way down the speed charts. And a great portion of them have made their way up the speed charts that did not qualify. It is caution free. And at this point in the race, with caution free, I do appreciate from the drivers, going to get us, everyone, including themselves, tucked in and ready for Monday morning work. Quite early compared to what we could normally do here. Hour and a half, hour 40 minutes on Thursday. Not quite sure the time last night in Xfinity Series. So, good running so far at Talladega all week. Minimal cautions, green flag pit stops. Here they come. Group number 1 is going to be Bandit Motorsports, Justin Michael, that group. Chris Voiles, those guys are pitting. If we look back on the previous pit stop, that's what happened first. I'm not sure if that's going to help Justin Michael and his crew. Andrew Schulte involved in that with 11, with the ability to catch up to our leaders. Obviously the pack was much bigger last time before they pitted, but they did not catch our lead group here until, obviously towards the end of the pit run. Can they pick up that time? That's all how they enter pit road. Here goes Mark Jackson, Jeff Burke, Over the Top Motorsport, Todd Verdugas involved in this pit stop here. Mitchell Reeves, Keith Haney choosing to pit. So nothing really changing out there for these guys on their pit cycle. We're going to take a second here and view pit road, and I'm going to take a drink of water. Alright, well, with a drink of water and try to make my internet behave and whatnot. Sue out there asking, has there been women drivers here before? Curious. To my knowledge, one woman driver with probably the first, you know, we had our first ever season almost 6 years ago now. There was about 7 of us, 8 of us in that group, including John Hendrick and the rest of the guys, Robert Mattis, Wes Holland, Jason Hughes, myself. I know I'm forgetting people because it's so long ago, but our first initial recruits, and one of them was a woman driver from the UK, and we called her Danica Patrick at the end of her tenure. I guess a little bit of disrespect, but, you know, not really. I just, you know, drivers don't fit with certain groups, and obviously she didn't. But we've had, you know, a lot of women involved, you know, on the YouTube side of things. A lot of the wives, the girlfriends, they tune in and they root on their drivers on the track, and that's the big help of the family members too, far beyond, you know, wives, friends, fiancés, whatever. Anyone that tunes in and roots on their drivers, because it's a huge schedule at Loose Lug Nuts Racing and whatever other type of racing they do on this sim. It takes away from, you know, family time or whatnot. It just, you know, the people that tune in and root on these drivers, whether they run first place or, you know, last place here sometimes, it helps, and I'm sure it helps our numbers here on YouTube, and it helps the league see which drivers are getting fully involved too. Looks like proving me wrong is Justin Michael out there. And not a big gap between the split this time around. Let's go view our current leader on the back straightaway, 87, Justin Michael. I changed my own camera angle as I had it set up for road, but you know, I mentioned that there might be a little bit of split. Obviously, I'm wrong. Daniel Smallwood still controls his fate here. Still one lap down, I believe, is the 8 machine. New number out there for Daniel Smallwood. Going to confuse me for the rest of the season. Mark Jackson, I think he had to run to the restroom. Anyone out there on YouTube, Mark Jackson noted, or maybe he had a pit road entry penalty. Daniel Smallwood still being the blocker out front, not giving away too much of his position. Chris Shaw lap down, trying to fight now for, you know, the spot to be the first car, 1 lap down, 2 laps down, whatever it may be. If a caution does come out, as we are already over halfway This time, lap number 52 around the speedway when they cross. Oh, Trey Galgan on the bottom. That's dangerous for that 49 and the rest of the guys behind him. Not sure who this is on the bottom. Not why he stayed on the bottom. That's Nick Zontner. That's not the place to be when the lead pack cars are pulling by you. He probably hoped to time it better on the back straightaway, but it just didn't work out the way he intended, I think. Still dangerous right there for the 97. It is a great race out there. Hendrick, league owner, viewing this race. Most successful race I'd say we've had all season to the halfway point. I'll just make that note right now before I step on my own foot. Still, they got all those bugs shooken out in practice because it was a doozy of a practice viewing that. Congrats to the admins, John Hendrick, for getting the drivers ready for this race. Justin Michael, Andrew Schulter, Jeff Merck, Trey Galgan, Mitch Reeves, Keith Haney, Jared Daniels, Jeff Gilmore, John Henderson, and Judd Danielson, your top 10 so far this evening. 47 laps to go here tonight. About the quickest race we've ever had here at Talladega for a 100-lap Talladega mark. I think even NASCAR, when they run here, 112 laps, I could be wrong, correct me out there in YouTube, 112 laps, 118 laps maybe is the usual mark that the Cup Series goes to for themselves. So it's almost being a full-length Cup race. Yep, Trent Drum is cruising up those speed charts. He's up to 12th. We'll look back at certain drivers. Like I say, Trent Drum, we'll pencil him at the top real quick. But if you got the driver out there, I see that number 8, we're viewing him out front being the roadblock for the rest of the lead lap guys. Number 8's out there. You got any of the drivers out there you want viewed, let me know. We'll switch back into the action and see where they're rolling around. D'Amico holding on to the broadcast tonight despite some technical difficulties with YouTube and whatever hurricane he's dealing with out there in Arizona land. Big shuffle up front. Looks like a 5 who's a couple laps down got shuffled to the third line. That's not going to help him in his bid to stay close to Daniel Smallwood. Going to lose a lot of time. Craig Covington a few laps down there messing around with him. He's going to have to shuffle all the way back. Some difficult times coming up for that 05 G-Shock. Also a driver we haven't heard tonight, and I've mentioned just recently. Let's look at 14 of Robert Mattis. I'm going to have to find him before I say that next time. But Robert Mattis in the 20th, it was in the 19th position there, Mr. D'Amico. Let's take a look at the 14 machine, see what he's got rolling. Robert Mattis in the 19th spot, I think. Now, if anyone is seeing the correct paint, if not, sorry about that, because the trading paint's updating as much as iRacing recently. 10 years Robert Mattis has rolled around loose lug nuts. Xbox NRL 360, I think I got that right there, John, was that league too on the Xbox days. 10 years. Robert Mattis, first race at Talladega inside the loose lug nuts on Xbox. And then now the final race, I believe, at Talladega of this decade at loose lug nuts. So 10 years for Robert Madison, that 14 machine. Rocking probably, I think, the original paint scheme. It's not an original Tony Stewart, but Mobile One with the 10-year mark on it. Congrats to Robert Mattis for sticking around this long. Off and on, we've all done it. It's fun to see the 14. I've raced some great Daytona and Daytona races. Panic himself has got a couple wins at these super speedways, and they have been special wins. He's going to have to hunt here tonight for that special win. John also calling out Ronald Klein. Let's see where that 76 is, as I have lost his timing chart again on IRTVO. Damn, this thing messing up so much tonight. Second. 22nd, D'Amico calling out in my ear. Let's see. I'm not, like I said, we'll go over here to Ronald Klein. He's not 22nd on my board, but my board's obviously messed up probably. Ronald Klein, nose damage. Well, that is some bad restart damage for that 76. If you're not viewing him correctly, it looks like he's still in that maybe Air Force scheme with the small number here from Over the Top Paints and Designs. Got the bomb and on the hood with the old poster lady. Not old, but you know, the older poster. What do they call them? Pinups. That's right. They were pinups. So 76 rolling around here. Yeah. If you're not viewing it, John calling out, he has all the league members' names on it, on that machine. So incredible details of that 14 previously looked at. Let's see. I did call out Trent Drum. Let's try to find that 12th. He's 15th on my board, Mr. D'Amico. So let's see where Trent Drum is. Still rocking that old Jeff scheme on the trading paints that was running right. He is in the Exide machine. I think this is another good run for Trent Drum that he needs. He obviously did not successfully do well at our last points race at Pocono. I mentioned at the top of this broadcast, so got to stay out of the fray until the end, I think. Still in a good and comfortable position of doing his thing. Not out of the ballpark yet, just waiting to hit that home run at the end, as a lot of these drivers are. It's all about the pit strategy, I would say, at this point. As we're 61 plus laps into this race, 61 laps around the speedway. Let's get back out front. Keep calling out those drivers, and we'll get back to them here momentarily. We got to view what's going on out front real quick. As we get back out front, looks like Jeff Mert is the lead. He needs those points. He needs a win. I think he'd love a cup win. Daniel Smallwood trying to fight his best. He's in great position if the caution came out. Not if he's involved in it, obviously. Topper Dugas saying no to that because he's a lap down car, as is Chief Shaw, Chris Shaw, the 05 on the outside, about second or third in line. Nick Zotner a lap down. A lot of lap down cars up front. That can spell disaster sometimes. People working on different scenarios themselves. Andrew Feston with a little bit of blink there, that 110 machine. It looks really nice if you can see it, that 110. But I don't know. When you're a lap down, you're working on a different angle than what maybe a lead lap car is at this point. And these lead lap cars obviously have to somewhat mirror the pit strategy of the leaders, so they're going to be further entwined until the end of this race or the next caution, or first caution, if it ever does come out. What are we talking about there, Daddy? We're talking about the chrome wheels. A lot of chrome updates. John Hendrick from Over the Top Paints and Designs and other painters out there can talk about the update. I know Matt Egan on Thursday was very excited about, you know, the painting update, what iRacing is allowing people to do. John can talk about the struggles. I think I want to say struggles, just the new technique out there for getting these, you know, paints to and wheels all chromed up, looking matte or whatever the style of paint is. Getting it really nice. We're going to see really great cars come out for the Christmas bash here on MaxSpeedTV. That'll be Mr. D'Amico and I and whoever else I may decide to pull up for Christmas racing. Christmas paint's coming up, so wonder what's going to be out there. I'm sure we're going to see some Grinches and whatnot, but stay tuned for news on that. Go see the Facebook page, Loose Lug Nuts Racing group on Facebook. A lot of information about the league if you're looking at it. Not accepting new drivers at this time, but when we get closer towards the end of the season, or after the end of the season, we'll probably have some improvement races, a pre-spring or a thawing season of winter, and we'll have some new blood join the field, hopefully. And hopefully here on MaxSpeedTV we can encourage that drivers to be ready and sign up for the league, and maybe even just get on the Facebook page. John Hendrick saying he's tired of seeing chrome cars, probably worked on it non-stop since it came out. Good conversation out there. Thank you all for tuning in here this evening. Been as high as I think 26 active viewers. Everyone out there on YouTube land tuning in to listen to me speak about Loose Lug Nuts Racing here with Mr. Mike D'Amico on MaxSpeedTV. Got to talk to Judd Danielson about Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA. If you get the chance to go back and look and visit AbruziUSA.com. Check out their products, see what they got going on, if they're running any specials. Like I said, they may come up with some specials towards the closer to Christmas we get. I think we're past the date, though, for here in America to receive products before Christmas. So just keep that in mind. It's a long process, them getting the material cut, the design. You know, everything's very intricate at Abruzzi to get you exactly what you need the first time. Well, let's see what we got going on. Not much change. I'm trying to talk about everything from paints to painting, and obviously our sponsors out there, and our main sponsor here tonight. It's just been smooth sailing racing, and I'm kicking myself right now already under the table, as hard as that is to kick oneself under the table. About mentioning cautions, it's just such a great race to watch. Maybe not call, maybe not to you, but to watch as a league admin or someone who's put together these races in Loose Lug Nuts Racing. The ability of these drivers to go around the speedway. I'm sure there's been incidents out there. I'm sure there's been, guys put in the situation one way or another that we haven't been able to view successfully, but I'm glad to see no cautions. First round to be going on. I see Trey Galgan down there towards the bottom. Andrew Schulte, Judd Danielson maybe. Justin Michael going down the board of IRTVO. Just telling me the right deal here, so we'll have to see. Again, they pitted first last time. I think successfully they can make it around the final 21 laps under green if needed. It's going to be a bit of stretch for the Bandit drivers, and I think a couple Savage drivers mix into that mark. Normally we see the over-the-top motorsports drivers. They'll be the next down. This is just a mirror image. Here they go. Boy, did I call it. A lot of drivers stay out. Ooh, I think Topper wanted down. Big scramble into pit road. 33 missed his mark. He's down softly on the inside, staying out of the way. That's good. Leader is Jared Daniels, mixed in with a lot of lap cars here still. We'll catch up with the main pack when pitting cycle is done. Lap 70 around the speedway. Shoot, never mind. I'm totally wrong. They still have to pit one more time. So a quick pit here or pitting right now is probably the correct thing to do, seeing that you don't want to short pit so much to the end. I've always mentioned on whatever broadcast you heard me, you got to give yourself 10 to 12 laps to get back up to speed, to get back in that groove of racing. Oh, Andrew Feston into the wall after he blinked into the 50. Caution's going to come out.
What have you got?
Started with 110 machine in a blink on my end. We'll have to go back and look at it. Yeah, 110 Andrew Feston on my mark when I was seeing it. He's quickly logged off. He always has a higher ping than normal, but I saw it blink, and then the 05 made contact when he blinked back on. Mr. D'Amico, if you can tell me what you're seeing. Yeah, I would go back as they enter turn number 3, I think, or turn 1 and 2 here. 05 is pushing the 110. The 110 blinks, and when he came back on, there was contact. All right, take a look out there on YouTube and see what y'all think. Yeah, what? Mr. D'Amico, did you catch a blink on your end, or was that on my end, I think? Alright, we'll rerun the aerial footage here, and let's see from the blimp model, or thereabouts of blimp, what we see on the speedway. I'm still calling the 110 blink, and the 05, when the 110 blinked back in, that's where the contact was made, and the guys that suffered the most, I think, was Jared Daniels was the initial contact on the inside row. The most unfortunate thing about that is 110, I believe, may have been lead lap at the time. And the 05 was laps down, and obviously we're in the middle of the pit cycle there. Yeah, well, that's going to be one for the race review team to look at. I called it the best I can. We'll have to catch up and see what's probably going down on pit road here. I'm sure there's already been some action as we have looked through it. There's a lot of guys that probably got really screwed out of their running position. I mean, Judd Danielson, the 85, suffered. A few guys were on pit road as people were getting around. Yep, 57, the poor got away with a little bit of damage. But, first caution, 70-ish laps towards the race. That's pretty good. I was, beating the drum for to go caution-free, but, it is Dega. We'll have a mark coming up here, see which guys pitted, which guys didn't. I don't think even with the caution laps and pitting right now, you can get to the end. There's still a little bit of pitting. We might see a lot of the field come down here with 1 to go if they did it right. I'm seeing the 111 get a EOL out there. I think he may have got some damage. That's John Henderson. He was having a great race with his mates. There was that huge pit cycle. It was like Bandit and the group they were running with went in, and Over the Top Motorsports went in with their group, and then Can-Am and their group, and then obviously the rest of the guys filled in that way. I don't want to give everyone a top 10 yet because I still think the correct call, no matter where you are on the track, is to go in at this point. At least if you're running the back, now's the time to go in. There's going to be a lot of guys running around the speedway one more lap, too. Mitchell Reeves is scored the leader, but he's heavy mark from the pace car. The rest of those guys, I'm not sure if it's due to if they're going to have to line up single file or 1-2 old NASCAR restart style with the lap cars on the inside. Who knows? iRacing confounds me sometimes. Well, I think we got a lap here. Let's ask Mitchell Reeves what's going on in front of him, because it's probably a little bit of an equation going on. Mitchell Reeves, as I interrupt his teammate talk real quick, a lot of cars in front of you. I'm kind of guessing out here. Is it just due to where the pace car entered the track?
Yeah, all these guys ahead of me are going to be waved around. It was just kind of a, you know how it goes when you get a caution between green flag pit stops. It gets kind of hectic sometimes, so.
All right, the O2 machines out front. We'll give you a little bit of talking before those lights go out. Boy, what a race so far, up to that point, caution-free. Now we're going to have a big scramble. We always say cautions breed cautions. Are we going to see maybe the same thing going on?
Oh yeah. No, there's if I made enough money to bet on it, I would bet double that it's about to get crazy. So, we all strung out pretty good there. They got pretty dicey up there with the lap cars, us going 3 wide, but kind of just prepped us for what's probably about to come. Everybody being back together for the first time with under 30 laps to go, and it being the last super speedway for the weekend. It's going to get pretty crazy. We've had a big one every night, and I'm expecting the same thing, and just hope we can miss this one.
Yeah, the O2 machine cannot afford any more
no.
bad points nights, we'll say that. But about to go back to racing here. Good luck, Mitch.
Yeah, thank you, man.
All right, quick word with our leader there. I just wanted to really get to know what was going on up in front of him. We'll get that top 10 up to you quick, as the drivers will probably be running around the pace car. There they go. They're going to be a long way around this track. Let's go over that thing real quick. Mitchell Reeves obviously out front, who we just talked to. Keith Haney, who won the special event Halloween race at Talladega. He's second. Jeff Merck is third. Mark Jackson fourth. Trey Galgan fifth. Justin Michael looks to be sixth. Andrew Schultz is seventh. Lee Ryson Jr. haven't talked about him in a while. First time I've seen him racing here at Lugnuts this season. He's rolling around eighth. John Henderson, EOL at the start of that, but with all the pitting, he's up to ninth. Trent Drum rounds out our top 10. All right, well, turns 3 and 4 action. Now's the time to place those bets. Drivers are in line, but as our leader just mentioned, we've had a big one every night of the week, even though with successful quick racing, we're bunched back up for the first time all night. So things could get haywire here. Mitch Reeves is probably going to wait to the line here tonight to get going once that pace car officially drops down the speedway. Start-finish line is closer to turn 1. A little bit unusual of a speedway to do that, but that is the way Talladega is set.
Green.
Green, green, green is the call from the flagman. Getting back up to speed here on Talladega. 25 laps to go. Last quarter of the race here tonight. Mitch Reeves trolling the inside line. Looks like Keith Haney and Mark Jackson stuck 1-2 on the outside. Jeff Merck now pushing on the back bumper of Mitchell Reeves. Looks like Trey Galgan still in the mix himself. Justin Michaels down there on the bottom of the speedway. He looks like he bumped over the yellow line in 3 and 4. That's going to up to 87. I think we're starting to see, looks like Brandon Thornhill is up in this mix. Don't see him on the top of the leaderboards. Have to check the other side of it, but looks like a 68 fighting for 1 lap down position. Brandon Thornhill, same for probably Nick Zontner. Got a lot of drivers, still a lot of race ahead of us. Main pack sticking together so far. Heavier racing still towards the front. Mitchell Reeves is doing really well on the bottom, but this is the first time we're seeing Keith Haney mount a charge out of 3 and 4 coming to the tri-oval. Got a good successful line behind him on the outside. That's what the outside line needs to get up to speed. Keith Haney, just lost it by a nose at the line there. Gonna have to work on that pushing cycle with the rest of these drivers. Martin Sonic out there calling the 60 machine to win this race. Wait for this action to wind up. You can feel the tension on the speedway. A lot of close racing here. Lap cars involved a little bit. A lot of guys on the lead lap further behind the lap cars due to the wave around and the caution coming out where it did during pit cycles. Jeff Burke, Mitchell Reeves with the best push on the bottom. Trey Galgan really working that bottom, breathing in the middle of the corner. Lee Ryson Jr. pushing Mark Jackson and Keith Haney. Third line wants to start there with the 33 at topper. Not sure if it's going to work. Not sure if the 33 should be making that move without any help. Maybe just breathing in the car up there. Things change in just any moment with the wrong move with these drivers. Contact the 97, Nick Zontner. Everyone scrambles. Not sure where the contact came from. It's like people were trying to door draft a little bit there. Everyone escaped successfully. Good move from the 97. The guys around him. Man in the middle is Lee Rice Jr. Let's look at that 125 machine rolling around on the board, probably around 6th place. He was lucky in the middle for a second. Mark Jackson now has that sideline to his liking, so teammates 1, 2, 3. Craig Galgan, next car up on the lead lap. Topper Dugas is not on the lead lap. Steady as it goes right now, no move. .33 gets punted to the third line by Lee Ryson Jr. when the 33 tried to breathe. Gene Rogers now entering the picture. Don't think he's on the lead lap, the 017 car, but he's up for Rookie of the Year honors. He'd probably like to get a better finishing position. Yeah, bunched up they are. It's just a matter of which move comes when. They're doing some stuff right at the moment, breathing when they should, not pushing on entry and exit where the car can get upset. You want good solid hits, but you know how much Iris would like to simulate the actual car and whatnot of NASCAR. If we remember the Talladega, if you get Chevys lined up, Fords lined up, they work more successfully, and also some bumpers do not fit well to other bumpers. Drivers are making moves, 3 wide on the outside. This looks like Gene Rogers and Chris Shaw. Nick Zontner's in the middle of it. Ronald Klein, our pole sitter, showing up at the end of the race. Looks like he's got some damage repaired on that front end. That was done during the caution. Yep, Ryan Bree, Lynn out there. A lot of dancing going on. 3 wide by guys lapped down. Probably not the smartest thing, but you know, obviously they're trying to fight for a potential position and get back on the lead lap. Mark Jackson may have had it there at the line. Yeah, he did, just by a little bit. Reeves still on that bottom. I don't think Lee Rice and maybe Mark have worked a ton together, but you know, good push at the end of that lap to get the 3 machine up front. Now Mitchell Reeves and Jeff Burke, Trey Galvin keeping all power down the inside on the back straightaway. Third line starting to go here. Like I mentioned, it looks like Topper, Shaw, some lap down cars at the moment, trying to find a better positioning towards the end of this race. Almost door contact with the 97 and 33 there. '76 trying to breathe in the middle of the corner on the outside, but the 33's there. I know we've talked to a couple of drivers on Thursday and Saturday about the temperatures being through the roof at the end of this races. Just you can't breathe as much, you can't give as much. Tough racing going down there on the speedway. Turn number 4 at Talladega. Lap number 86. Oh, Brandon Thornhill sideways off turn number 4 a little bit. Got a little bit wobbly there. He gets it collected, loses a little bit of speed, but he was down there below the yellow. .97.33 still almost dooring right there off the corner. 33 maybe trying to field the position and push 97 to the bottom. 97 could have gone to the bottom, but you know, it's his outside line. That's where he wants to be. 33 is just trying to get in the best position. Jackson's still waiting towards the end. We don't got to worry about the lead too much up front. The last lap is what usually counts here at Talladega. Tyson Jr. making a huge push with that 3 machine 125, trying to get 3 to go to the front. I don't think the 3 Mark Jackson is going to make a move until the very end. Some possible quick pits up in front of these guys. I'm not sure what's up with that. Maybe guys, oh, Daniel Smallwood to the bottom. Quick move from the high side. If only the 8 machine was on the lead lap, now he's doing the rolling block yet again. Maybe 4 wide going on. Galgan, Gene Rogers, Nick Sotner, Chris Shaw. Nick Sotner and Chris Shaw together. Caution's going to come out. Car upside down. Started with the 97 and the 05 there. We'll be going back to that in just a second. All right, 97 and Nick Zotner. I believe Gene Rogers, the 017 involved in it. 05 Chris Shaw, obviously on the outside involved in it. There was contact between the 017 and 97 on the second line. 97 bounces out to the outside. 05 is there. 05 goes for a wild ride. 82 of Brian Abbott. Yeah, replay coming up. Trent Drum involved. Justin Michael involved. Mike Donahue involved. A lot of big names. See what y'all think out there on YouTube. Looks like 97 came down, made contact. 017 and 97 made contact. 97 bounces out, and then the mess happens outside to inside that time. Yep, aerial footage coming up. This will be our last footage, and then we'll pay tribute to those commercial sponsors. But take a look real quick from the aerial side of it. See what y'all from the top side. You see the same thing I do. Brandon Murray. Jeez. All right, everyone, we'll go ahead and wrap up the replay here shortly, and we'll go visit our commercial sponsors and be back live here on MaxSpeedTV for the ending here of Loose Lug Nuts Racing at Talladega.
4 minutes of replay.
All right, back live here on MaxSpeedTV with the Loose Lug Nuts Racing Series, Abruzzi RACEWEAR Cup Series, at least. Get that running order right in my head. Thank everyone for tuning in. Saw a big spike there with that caution. I know some guys are probably tuning in. Quick shout out to our sponsors, Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA, Your Wear, Your Way, Scoops Old Fashioned Ice Cream Shop in Port St. John, Florida. Support the Troops Truck Series, RaceGear.com, MaxSpeedTV, ASN, Lugnut TV, Over the Top Paints and Designs. And tonight, our starting grid was brought to you by Agave Valley Painting. We're going to see what the winner circle has to offer. Right now, it looks to be Andrew Schulte leading the pack around. Finally, that number 8 of Daniel Smallwood gets around. Topper Dugas is going to get the pass around. Not sure how the gas situation is going to be for the 33. He may have to hope for more incidents. See if I can't figure out which drivers managed to stay on the track. It looks like Justin Michael, Jeff Gilmore stayed on the track. I know Justin Michael's missing a lot of rear end. Jeff Gilmore's got some major damage. Trent Drum's still on the track. Front to rear end damage, major rear end damage for that 12 machine. Let's see. There's a couple more in there involved. I think Gene Rogers may have been involved. He's a lap down, though. He's got some little bit right door damage, obviously, where that initial contact came from. Top 10 real quick as we go through 3 and 4.
We're going into 1 and 2 right now.
Schulte, Reeves, Merck, Ryson Jr., Jackson, Danielson, Galgan, Klein, Bazell, Needham, Haney, Winter's back up there after spinning out on pit road. Good to see that from the 78. Chadwick, Madison 14th, Josh Scott in 15th, Smallwood up to 16th, Michael 17th, Gilmore 18th, Drum 19th, and Thornhill 20th. That's our top 20 real quick. I'll go a little bit further because there's only 22 cars on the lead lap. That would be James Haney, 21st, and John Shulcheski. I know I just got that wrong too. The 934 machine, 22nd. And I think Topper just got back around on the lead lap, technically. Maybe still be 1 lap further down. Well, lap number 93 around the speedway. We want to take the green flag, so that will leave us, 7 to 8 more times around this track. Anything could happen. Green-white checkers are scheduled, up to 3 green-white checkers. Hopefully we don't need them. We haven't needed green-white checkers all week. Hope it doesn't change. All right, Schulte, Reeves going to lead them off coming to this green flag. Wait all the way up to the end. Schulte could fire anytime he wanted to, but it's a good thing to wait here because it does not matter at a super speedway how quickly you get away. Green, green, green. Flagman flies the flag, not getting it up and going is the 11. He's going to suffer, but, a lot of guys, there's a misshift from Judd Danielson out there. Maybe he started fourth here. He goes straight to the back. O2 Mitchell Reeves now down in front of the 11. We're going to have some crazy racing going on here towards the end of the race. It's going to be a fun one to view either way. Obviously, I, as a broadcaster, can speak, onto the momentum of it. It is quite exciting to watch these guys roll around the speedway. Merck now controlling the outside with help from teammate Mark Jackson. Andrew Schulte, the lone Bandit Motorsports driver, pushing Mitchell Reeves. Probably looking for an outside groove. Trey Galligan wants to make a move. Ronald Klein there, Keith Haney, Brian Mazzell, Lee Ryson Jr. A lot of guys trying to wiggle their way inside the top 5 at the moment.
Caution somewhere.
Caution, caution. Not sure where it came from. We'll get a quick glance. It's not towards the top. 21. Oh, wow. We'll have to go further back for the 21 of Brandon Needham. I saw sideways on the speedway. Not sure what happened with the 21. Oh, wow. It was the inside Gene Rogers. Not really sure what went on there with the 017. I have to take a look at that. That 21 was the guy sideways, but initial contact with the 017 of Gene Rogers. Lap cars making cautions here at the end of this race. Gene Rogers to the high side there, entering the corner from the tri-oval. I don't know what happened to 017, Mike. Just went up there and kissed the wall, and then, obviously 21 of Needham was there. I don't know, y'all on YouTube call it out yourself, but that's the way I see it. Probably a little bit testy out there on the track right now after, some successful cautions. We'll probably see a green-white checker signaled by iRacing coming up. Let's see, 73, Jeremy Crandall might have been a lucky guy around. Topper Dugas almost made it back around. It all depends if they received incident marks during that caution lap. So even though you may be the first guy on the lead lap, one lap down, whatever, excuse my mispronunciation there, but if you receive incident marks, being a 0x even, you may not get the free waiver on it. May go to the next guy in line. I'm waiting to see if that is the 73. He's putting it to the outside like it is. 33's there, wanting to go to the inside. Oh boy, there's going to be a broken heart somewhere. '73 gets the free pass wave around during caution. A lot of drivers not wanting to give up their positions, it looked like, entering there. So Mitch Reeves will maintain the lead. Let's see. I say let's see, and my internet just goes wonky on me. My robot out there, sorry. Like I said, middle of nowhere, Mississippi, phone connection. So hopefully it's at its best at the current moment. I'm going to bring up the 76 of Ronald Klein. I know he may not like it towards the end of the race, but I won't ask admin questions. Here's the 76 of Ronald Klein. Haven't talked to him in a few weeks at least. Well, Ron, pole position. You fought your way back up. Now we're under a little bit of a, cautioning. What are you going to do for the rest of the race?
Try to work with my teammates and get the best finish I can possibly get and help them get the best finish they can.
I mean, testing situations going out there on the track from a driver's perspective at least. Everyone's fighting tooth and nail. There's a lot of teammates there for you to work with, help, and like you mentioned, what do you think inside or outside line is strongest at the end of the race?
Whoever's got the best car pushing the guy in front of him has got the best lane. It's all about the guy. It really is. It's all about the guy that is pushing the car in front. If whoever is pushing that car in front can stay locked to him and the guy behind him is locked to him, that line is going to move no matter if it's the inside, the middle, or the outside. If everybody's doing the exact same thing, it's probably going to be a 3-wide dead heat photo finish.
All right, we saw it on Thursday. We saw it almost last night in Xfinity, barring that last lap crash. It's going to be testy out there. We got guys fighting for every point possible at Talladega here, and everyone wants to win Dega. It's one of those things. I think the 76 can get there. You've obviously shown your speed. Now you just got to work around some teammates and other drivers.
Yeah, we can get there if the option comes available. We'll go for it. We're not under any team orders or anything, but and really, honestly, I've had a very rough season. If I can just finish in the top 5 tonight, that would boost my points tremendously. As you know, I've had so many issues this year. I'm just looking to get out of here with a decent finish.
All right, Ron, we'll let you get back down to those teammates and the team. Get ready for the end of this race.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Good luck to have a good rest of the broadcast, and thanks to all the fans for watching. Thanks to John Hendrick at Over the Top Paints and Designs. We're gonna go try and win this thing.
All right, Ron. Well, yellow lights are still on, so I imagine iRacing is going to throw up green-white checker or let it go just the green-white checker. Not really sure how they'll score it, but we got time for one more, I think, with how large this track is. I'm going to bring up Keith Haney and the 87D or 087 here and see what he has to say. Keith Haney, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Successfully avoiding so far. The 87D machine is rolling nicely in the top 10. Everyone's antsy to get the end of this race done. They don't know what's going to happen. No one really does. You won the special event. Do you want to take home both Dega races here at Loose London?
Man, that'd be great, man. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be awesome?
It's somewhat, we saw early on when there was that great green flag run for 70 laps, a lot of team. What is Third Rock Racing doing as a team, if you can mention it at least, with pushing? Do you got damage or what are you going to be best at? Are you going to be a pusher, or are you going to have to get up and make your moves?
Well, my other two teammates got into a pretty good one back there, so I'm kind of solo for now, but our goal was to just I like to stay on the bottom all race, really, because I expect that big wreck to happen. And if you're on the high side, you really can't go nowhere. And so I try to stay on the bottom. That way when a wreck happens, we can kind of shoot down below the yellow line or down in the grass, down to a safety zone or whatever. But, man, we had just got all lined up real good right there together, and that big wreck happened. I think the only caution of the night. And it took my two teammates out, so... man, I think I got a little bit of front end damage, but it hasn't seemed to hurt me too bad. But man, we're gonna, for lack of better words, go balls to the wall.
All right, Keith, lights are out, doubled up officially now. We'll let you get back down there.
All right, buddy, thank you.
Well, quick interviews there from the 76 of Ronald Klein and the 87D 087 of Keith Haney. Yeah, again, re-roll those bets mentioned earlier. It is going probably be a wild finish. I have not seen iRacing make a green-white checker call, so obviously we're going to go back to green on 99 and come around and take the white flag. Successfully, hopefully. So quick things might happen here. Pay attention. I'll try to call out. Hopefully, if we do see it, we're going to probably stick with a good camera angle that captures the top 5 to top 10. Maybe use, the corner exchange. It all depends. A lot of the cautions have come from up front with even lap down cars to lap down cars in the back. Here towards the end of the race, we've had 3 cautions, I think, here in the last 30 laps. Nevertheless, I would still call this a successful race. Quick jump to the green as Mitchell Reeves hasn't seen it all night with teammates running out front. This is what you need. Andrew Schulte going to be singled out. Jeff Merck, Mark Jackson on the inside. Ronald Klein on the inside. Trey Galgan now to the inside. This may be the team move here. Andrew Schulte holds a hard line through the corner, not giving much. Now gets props from Trey Galgan. Trey Galgan going to shuffle to the outside. Mitch Reeves still leads it. Oh, contact. 3 and 11. 11 stays straight. Oh, quick incident almost happened there. Trey Galgan down to the bottom. Andrew Schulte being shuffled far back. He needs to stay in it to the end to win this race. So once we take this white flag, nothing could possibly make the iRacing choose differently. I believe that's the white flag. There it is, as it shows up on IRTV on my side. White flag, last lap here tonight at Talladega and of the weekend. Mitchell Reeves pushing hard behind was Jeff Merck. Mark Jackson third. Andrew Schulte still trying to fight back on the outside. Has Trey Galgan with the aerodynamic push. 3 wide going up there. There's Brian Gazelle and Needham. Tyler Needham, I think. Maybe late for that push. Andrew Schulte with a little bit of contact. Merck fans out. Gets away from his teammate. Mark Jackson to the inside. Contact. Ronald Klein down to the bottom. Contact inside. Mitchell Reeves with the win. Wow. Wow. That was a close finish. Officially, I think, scored second is Andrew Schulte. And the 3 of Mark Jackson, who tore up the car at the end. Let's go take a replay real quick while I'll get these guys ready for an interview. Well, my interview's coming up. We're gonna end the replay here momentarily. But what a wild ride to end this race. There was a car untouched in that lead pack coming to the checkered. Let's go ahead and bring him up. The winner of tonight's race. Talked to him a little bit earlier. Guy wanting the most points. Mitchell Reeves there with the win. What an exciting finish. You know, with the late cautions. 0-2 machine stays up front. Mitch, how do you feel?
Holy crap, man. You know, we've been trying to win one of these all week. From Thursday to here, my plan was to stay up front, and I felt stupid doing it, but tonight it just planned out right. You know, we had 3 of our teammates behind us on that restart, and that played a huge dividends. But you know, Mert made a move to the outside out of 4, and that was kind of our plan. If we could all be there out of 4, whatever happens. But man, I thought Andrew Schulte had that one for sure. But come out P1 and get a win finally on one of Michael D'Amico's broadcasts, since it's been like 1970 since I've done that. It's pretty dang cool.
Yeah. 0.014 on the timing loop of iRacing. One of the closer finishes here we've seen in a long time. Obviously, from probably, you know, cars and tracks that offer this type of racing, it is one of the closest finishes, again, in Loose Lug Nuts history, Mitch. When really cementing, you know, a good forward push towards Christmas and then the long push after. Like you said, with missing some races a week ago, I think it was Pocono or whatnot, or maybe the week before that.
Yeah,
you
Charlotte.
really need, Charlotte. You need real good points for the rest of the season with only one drop allowed for you, and you've already probably used that up. Good points night for you, Mitch Reeves. Let's talk a little bit about next week, even though that's hard to do after a Dega win. Next week we head to Chicago, a little bit more of a finesse track. What do you got?
Well, next week will be the week that we find out what these new tires are all about. It's kind of ironic that we got a new tire build in the Cup car and in the Truck Series, and really didn't get to see what it's all made of. So, in the trucks and the Cup cars, moving forward, it's going to be interesting to see how these cars handle differently. But when we show up at Chicagoland, we're going to be on the same status quo. We're going to go there to win the race and do everything we got to do. I got every intention of chasing the truck in the Cup Championship, and although we've missed a race in the Cup, I think this is a good jolt to get us back in there. So maybe once all the drop races fall down at the end, we'll be up the front. But like I said, when you're at Over the Top Motorsports, our man John Hedrick don't expect second and third places. He wants wins, and that's why I like being here.
All right, Mitch. Again, shout out those sponsors real quick.
Huge shout out to RaceGear.com. This beautiful Camaro that's on all three of the paint schemes. Huge shout out to Over the Top Motorsports. We have worked all week to try to get one of these wins, and we've been in position just about every single night, I feel like. And tonight it just finally came together, and I can't thank them guys enough. They could have dumped me on the restart way earlier than that, and they stuck with me, and that means more to me than almost winning this race. Huge shout out to my girlfriend for letting me do this, and I know she gets annoyed of drag racing during the main season and the off season. We do this, but can't thank her enough. And last and certainly not least is Michael D'Amico. I've been on his broadcast since I've started, and can't wait to be on a whole bunch more of them. So.
Yep. All right, Mitchell Reeves ending here tonight. Let's bring up our second place guy as the channel starts to close out on us on iRacing. Andrew Schulte, we haven't talked to him in a while. Almost won Saturday night. Almost wins tonight. Really close race, Andrew.
Yeah, came up second tonight, and I can't complain about that too much. It was a good race. We were hoping, I think me and Justin before that wreck around lap 88, I think we were the only one out of maybe 5 that had enough fuel to make it to the end, and we were hoping that we were going to get a green flag finish there, but it turned out the way it did, and just happy to come out second there.
Yeah, Andrew, we don't get to see you too much, so good run here this evening for that 11 machine. Mention those teammates. It's always nice to have here at Talladega, whichever way you look at it. But, go ahead and shout out some sponsors, people you want to thank for that second place finish.
Yeah, shout out to Carrie, Chris Bowles, Justin Michael. We were all working together tonight and trying to make a good finish like we had going last night, and got to shout out the wife for taking care of the baby during the race tonight. So, yeah, it was a good run.
Yeah, always important. Wife taking care of the baby can be distracting. Talladega distracting is bad, but 11 with a great finish. Andrew, hope to see you back soon when that kid gets a little bit older and you can race more successfully more often.
For sure, looking forward to it.
All right. We'll see you hopefully next time at Chicagoland if you're available. If not, we'll see you then.
Appreciate it. Have a good one, guys.
All right, well, third place coming up is the number 3 machine. No surprise to see Mark Jackson towards the top of Super Speedway here at Talladega. Almost fighting for a win, Mark. Third place, though, got to feel good.
Hey, Jeff. Man, oh, man, what a crazy finish that was. Woo! Yes. Super stoked to have a third place on podium, finally.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you've had a lot of downs, I would say, unfortunately, for the 3 machine this year. Some bright spots here and there, but, rolling around, I'm looking in 17th, entering tonight in points, but, with a podium finish, like you mentioned, gonna bump you up. That's always good to be bumped up. You don't got to fight for those, bash races, and you don't have to, worry too much if you get successful runs. Chicago coming up, Mark. I know I've seen you up towards the top of that track. What do you think about your next points race?
Well, I love those kind of tracks. You know, I love the 1.5 milers. Chicago has its own little quirks, depending on weather and temperature, and I'm excited about it. You know, we're starting to put together good finishes. We've had some ups and downs this season, but all in all, you know, really excited about looking forward to this, not only this season, but going forward for next year.
All right, Mark, go ahead and shout out those sponsors, man.
Well, Jeff, first I'd like to thank my Lord and my Savior, Jesus Christ, my painter, and he's just such an awesome guy putting all this stuff together. John Hedrick for Over the Top Paints, my teammates, Mitchell Reeves, Jeff Merck, Smallwood, Klein. Man, without those guys and their input, they make me better, and we make each other better. We had a shot at the end there, and we were able to pull out what we could do. You know, I mean, Dega's a roll of the dice. It's a tough place to win, tough place to have a good finish. But all in all, I thought this race tonight was really good by everybody. We had a really long green flag run. That was pretty cool.
Yes, it was 70 laps around that mark. I think for green flag, well, at least green to the yellow before we saw the first yellow. So, like you said, great run, Mark. We'll see you next week at Chicago.
Absolutely. Thank you guys up in the broadcast booth. You guys always do a great job, and look forward to next week. Y'all have a good night.
All right, good night to Mr. Mark Jackson. Quick rundown here for the top 10. I'll say it real quick. Mitchell Reeves obviously winning the race. Andrew Schulte in the 11 car second. Mark Jackson third. Daniel Smallwood, probably the talking point of the night. 2 laps down to 4th place. Going to cement a strong points night for him. Keith Haney 5th. Craig Galgan 6th. Jeff Merck 7th. Ronald Klein 8th. Lee Rice Jr. 9th. And Brian Bazell 10th. So that's our top 10. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in here tonight on MaxSpeedTV. I'm Jeff Wood with Mr. Michael D'Amico. This has been the Loose Luggedness Racing League's Abruzzi RACEWEAR USA Cup Series. Look forward to seeing everyone next week when we hit Chicagoland. Same time, same place every week from this time to around Christmas. We'll see everyone then. Stay safe.